Hi, this is Phil again with Linkage Creations and Rentals. Today I plan on putting together a dust collection system. I stopped at Home Depot earlier this week and picked up their Dustopper topper for the 5-gallon bucket. This is the product itself. It's only about $40. Again, it's called Dustopper over at Home Depot. It clips onto the top of a 5-gallon bucket, creates a little turbine or a little cyclone inside the bucket so that all of the larger particles fall in the bucket, and you connect it to your Shopvac and it extends the life of your filters. So this is what it looks like. Again, it's just a topper for the 5-gallon bucket. The bucket itself is only a few dollars, but the Dustopper itself is about $40. So what I'm going to do, which a lot of other people have done, is create a mounting system so I can mount this slightly above my Shopvac with a piece of wood and some PVC piping so that I don't take up more room in my very small workshop, and I can drag the entire thing around the workshop for wherever I need it for dust collection from all of my power tools. Since I don't have a large workshop, space is at a premium, and I need this to be portable because I take my tools wherever they're going to be best for me to use. So I'm going to start by cutting a couple pieces of PVC down to about 4 foot. They are 2-inch PVC pipes. Then I'm going to start seeing how they fit in terms of height with this bucket. And then I will take roughly a 20-inch by 20-inch piece of MDF board I just have laying around, 3/4 inch. Cut a hole so that this slides into the hole of that MDF board. And let me get to work. I actually have on hand a Rockler circle cutting jig. I picked it up quite a few years ago. I've never actually used it. I had to add some holes of my own in order to fit my router base. Specifically, the ones they had there didn't perfectly line up. So I'm going to give that a try right now. Try to cut out a circle roughly just under 11.5-inch diameter out of this press board here. And we'll go from there, see how well the bucket fits. So I think there may ultimately be a little bit of movement just because the PVC that I have doesn't exactly fit into the slots that it was made for or that I'm using it for. So what I ended up doing was roughly lining it up with the PVC pipe placed into the slots of the Shopvac, and then I spray painted around to show exactly where I need to drill those holes. So I'm going to grab my hole saw and my drill and cut those out. So we're roughly done. I ended up cutting those 4 holes. Then I also cut the pipes, cut about 4.5 inches off of each of the PVC pipes, and I added onto them a connector. As you can see down at the bottom, I've got a connector just because I cut all my holes so that the pipe would be perfectly set in there. Down here I've got a 2-inch to 2-inch connector. It's the whole entire frame sits right on top of that. Again, it's not quite as sturdy as I would have hoped. I may do some more work to tie these in with some of the leftover piping I've got. Just get some 90 degrees or something like that to tie at least 2 and 2 together. So with that being said, I also may need a slightly longer hose rather than using the extension that's there, because I don't quite reach the top without using one of my accessory pieces. So other than that, it is fully movable all at once. It rolls around, not so well since I've got stuff all over the place, but it does function as intended. And this is just to show you that you don't have to be a high-end woodworker of any sort or all of that specific in what you do to get the job done. So these are there are no plans for this. Again, just sort of watched YouTube just like you guys are doing right now and came up with this similar plan. I may take some time to round off the corners here like other people have done, and maybe also paint the entire thing black just so it goes a little bit better. But so far that's what I've got. Maybe I'll come back with the final product and let you know how it's working, how it's rolling around. Alrighty. Thanks for letting me share with you today. Again, my page is all about, my YouTube is all about just the average person trying to come up with some strange, sometimes good ideas. None of my cuts are very complicated. There are a few of the tools I use do cost a little bit more, but there's always ways to get around it, such as cutting that middle hole. For the bucket, you could just use a jigsaw. You could try and cut it by hand if you really wanted to, but there are other ways around just about everything I do that are a little cheaper, a little simpler to do if you're on a tight budget and don't necessarily have all the tools. Please give this video a like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll try and come up with some more. Thank you. Please subscribe by hitting the icon at the bottom left portion of the screen and check out some of my other videos.